TLC's 90 Day Fiance is super popular and looks like it isn't stopping anytime soon. You love the couples featured on the show, so we picked out 7 couples to talk about on 90 Day Fiance that were just beyond ridiculous, so stay tuned. Paul and Karine were surely one of the most awkward couples to ever appear on the show. Not only did they have a very hard time communicating because they didn't speak the same language, but Paul also displayed some pretty bizarre behavior, and his lack of understanding for Korean culture made things even worse. He straight up refused to learn Portuguese and often acted in a controlling manner because he mistrusted her while not being upfront about his criminal past himself. Pretty much everything about these two was cringeworthy, from Paul's preparation for the journey to Brazil to his weird swimming condom and the awkward marriage proposal. Yet they defied the odds and ultimately made it work, even becoming parents of a baby boy named Pierre in March 2019. Larissa and Colt met via an online dating site and eventually met up in real life in Mexico, where they spent 5 days together before flying to Larissa's hometown, Rio de Janeiro, to spend another 6 days together. At the end of which, Colt decided to propose marriage. Larissa then moved to Vegas to live with him and his mother, but their relationship was already off to a pretty bad start. Larissa hated pretty much everything about her new home and didn't get along with Colt's family.
You don't know what love is or what respect is. You don't know what it is to have a marriage or a true, meaningful life.
The two still got married within the 90 days, but unfortunately their marriage lasted only a few months, and despite being married for such a short amount of time, the couple managed to have numerous run-ins with the law due to their public fighting during those 4 months. Larissa was charged with misdemeanor domestic battery in early 2019 after one such fight with Colt, which prompted him to file for divorce just a couple of days later, and their legal split was eventually finalized in March. Season 7's Emily and Sasha met while she was working as a teacher in Volgograd, Russia. She joined the gym to meet some new people and ended up dating Sasha, her personal trainer. What made these two a rather cringeworthy couple to watch was the tension between Sasha and Emily's sister, Betsy, who was a little worried when she heard that Sasha already had 2 children with 2 ex-wives back in Russia. Betsy was a little suspicious of the fact that Sasha apparently gets women pregnant before he marries them, seeing it as a pattern, and she wasn't alone with her concern. In fact, Sasha's first wife had voiced similar concerns when she and Emily met back in Russia. The two still ended up getting married despite Betsy continuously throwing shade at Sasha. Even while wedding dress shopping, when she commented on how Emily's dress might be the right one, but perhaps her groom was not. There have been numerous couples with fairly big age gaps, but Mark and Nikki certainly take the cake. 58-year-old Mark and 19-year-old Nikki had met on an online dating site, and not long after they started talking, she moved from the Philippines to the US to live with Mark and eventually marry him. But if you think the age gap was the biggest problem, you are mistaken. The real threat to their happily ever after was Mark, because he was not only controlling and made Nikki sign a very one-sided prenuptial agreement, but also bought her the same car he had bought his first wife and wanted her to wear his daughter's old clothes, which his daughter thought was pretty weird too. Just like most of the viewers, Mark's friends and family were pretty shocked to hear that he wanted to marry a woman 39 years his junior, who is actually still a teenager and younger than all 4 of Mark's children. Although they haven't appeared on any 90 Day Fiancé spin-offs thanks to a lawsuit filed against TLC, the couple are apparently still married but keeping a low profile and are not on social media. It seems like Ashley and Jay would have been better off just having a fling instead of getting married so quickly. They first met and instantly fell in love while Ashley was in Jamaica for a friend's wedding and stayed in touch after Ashley left. When she came back to Jamaica 6 months later, Jay popped the question, and despite having some doubts and all her friends warning her about Jay, Ashley eventually married him in Las Vegas in April 2018. However, just 3 days later, Ashley caught her brand new husband using a dating app, and there was generally a lot of drama in their marriage, even by the reality show standards. Although Jay reportedly cheated on Ashley at least twice, she decided to stay with him, saying that even though calling it quits might be the smarter thing to do, if someone cheats on you, you don't just automatically fall out of love with them. She eventually filed for divorce in January 2019, but then changed her mind again a couple of weeks later. Since things didn't get any better between her and Jay, however, she filed for divorce again in April, as E! News confirmed through a Pennsylvania court. And that will wrap up today's video, guys. Thank you for watching, and we hope to see you next time.